Janet? Good? All right. Good evening, everyone. We'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, January 25th, 2024, 6 p.m. I'd like to invite Danny Lance from True Life Church forward, provide our invocation, and lead us in our pledge, if everyone will stand.
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for every good thing in our life that you provide. We're especially thankful, Lord, for your Son and for salvation that you granted. Tonight, Lord, we thank you for the leaders of our city. We ask you to give them wisdom. We ask you to give them direction. We ask you to give them comfort and peace and protect them and our first responders and all of those that work so hard to make this a great place to live. We pray a blessing over all of them tonight. In the name of Jesus, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Witt. City Manager Miller.
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here.
All right, the first item we have is the consent agenda. Assume everyone's had an opportunity to review the minutes of the January 11th, 2023 council meeting and the declaration of surplus property from the fire department. I will entertain a motion for this consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion, corrections? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Consent agenda approved. We'll move to the next item, communications from citizens. This is an opportunity for any citizen, resident to come forward and bring forward any questions, concerns, accolades with the council. We don't have anybody signed in, but if there's anyone in the audience, now is your opportunity to come forward and you'll have 5 minutes. I don't see anyone, so we'll move to the next item, communications from council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Tyler.
I have nothing at this time.
Councilmember Witt. Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
I have one request. I'd like to ask the city manager to get the street department tomorrow to, I think it's Atkins and Sunnyfield. I stand corrected. Gibson and Sunnyfield.
Gibson,
Yes, sir, the drains on Sunnyfield,
got it.
they're all stopped up again where they went down through there here about a year ago with a truck and,
Okay,
yeah.
got it. All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
Awesome. Do you have an update on Denny?
Oh, yeah, Denny is Denny. He has survived his 19th meeting with death, so, as Denny puts it. So he went and preached Sunday, done good, but he's been tired, give out all week. So he's struggling along. Denny's just not gonna do what the doctor said.
Okay.
Told him not to preach anymore, sing anymore, but we all know Denny, and Denny's gonna do it. That's where Denny wants to be.
Yep, it's true.
So, more power to him, God's willing.
Thanks, sir. All right, so as I have a few things as usual. One of the things I wanted to reiterate from the last meeting is East Ridge City Library is doing their 2024 Adult Winter Reading Challenge. And this is where you can, the reading logs can be picked up from the front desk of the library during operating hours. They do weekly drawings. They're going to do a grand prize drawing, a minimum of 5 books. And that drawing will occur on February the 23rd. For more information, call 423-867-7323. Also, the city library, East Ridge City Library, is having some fun. They have filled a ball jar with marshmallows. So they're actually having people come by and guess how many marshmallows are in the jar, and there'll be a prize given for the closest. You can stop by the library, or you can call 423-867-7323 again to give them your guess. The winner will be announced Wednesday, February the 7th, 2024. Also, I wanted to mention the library will be closed Saturday the 27th due to having their carpet cleaned. East Ridge Animal Services. So they're looking for interested individuals to volunteer. Individuals can stop by the shelter during operation hours or call and make an appointment to volunteer. 423-633-7774. They could use people help with dog walking and spending quality time with our animals. So that'd be a great thing to do if you have the opportunity and the time. East Ridge Parks and Rec. Mentioned this in detail last meeting. I'll mention it at a higher level. T-ball, ages 3 and 4, boys and girls, registration through March the 1st. Baseball, ages 5 through 12, registration through March the 1st as well. Same as softball, 5 to 16-year-olds. Soccer is age groups under 4 through under 19. That registration ends on February the 23rd, and adult softball registration ends on March the 8th. For more information, visit eastridgeparksandrec.com or you can reach out to Avery at aglallam@eastridgetn.gov. That's all I have. I think there's a few things that I was going to mention, but I believe Mr. Miller is going to cover them for us. So I'll hand it over to Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and Council, a couple items. Update on the multimodal project with Ringgold Road. Unfortunately, very little work was done over the past several weeks on this project. Predominantly, 2 weeks ago was the weather, 11, 12 degrees in the morning. And this week it's been raining. So we haven't gotten what we wanted to get done. We started on Tuesday with pouring concrete for sidewalks and driveway approaches between McBrien heading west. However, when the rains came in the following day and the rest of this week is shot. So we're hoping to get at least some dry weather so we can continue and get caught up on that. Tally is in the midst of also installing storm drainage lines along the hillside, north side of Ringgold Road, which is just west of Harper Motorsports. Once they are completed with the drainage, hopefully within the next several weeks, they're going to start the construction of the retaining wall. That retaining wall would be 7 to 9 feet tall. So that's an update on Ringgold Road. Update on the East Ridge Animal Shelter. Same thing. Limited work due to frigid temperatures as well as the rain. Unfortunately, the site of the animal shelter is not necessarily Georgia clay, but it's not necessarily Florida sand, and it's more towards the clay area. So what that basically means is when it rains like we have today, we have a swimming pool and the water percolates very slowly, unfortunately. That's just the site. The masonry privacy wall on the east side is 75% complete. The footers are 98% complete on the exterior of the building. We're hopefully next week, weather permitting, that we can get in there and start the plumbing and begin laying exterior block. Again, it's all going to depend on the rain and the temperatures. Hopefully, if the temperatures are 40 degrees or better, we can get out there and get that work done. We started today, and we will continue into tomorrow. Today and tomorrow, we have Victus advisors here from Park City, Utah, working on a sports facility feasibility study. The mayor and I and Sean have spent this morning talking about Camp Jordan Park and what we were looking towards. They spent several hours touring the facility and then started stakeholder meetings, one-on-one stakeholder meetings with various individuals, business leaders, those individuals that have utilized Camp Jordan Park for various tournaments, soccer associations, etc., including the mayor's office will be represented. Our county commissioner was there today. So we had about 10 of them today, and we'll have 8 of them tomorrow and then finish up. They'll go back, take all this material, and work it through over the next 4 weeks. They have a schedule, pretty much the schedule that we had approved when we appointed them to move forward on this study. The report is all going to look towards being done around Memorial Day, somewhere around the end of May. That's what we're targeting. And then also want to let you know that the new year has begun. We never start too late, but we start early. But we had our kickoff this past Monday, with the budget for fiscal year 24-25, starting our spending plan for July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. So if council has any projects or initiatives that they would like to see in the budget, if you would please get with me, drop me a note, send me a text or whatever. We'll certainly try to get it put into the budget. This is going to be a lean budget year, only because the sales tax is on the lean side this year. We're not seeing, the state is not necessarily projecting some large windfalls on the sales tax side. And the two areas where we pull in our money is, number one, property taxes, and we're not looking towards in any way to increase those. And number two would be the sales tax. Those are the two revenue generators that fund a good portion of the general operating fund. So we'll be working on that for the next several months and look towards having a proposed budget to you in May. I think it's May 8th or 9th. So that's our schedule. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move to old business, ordinance number 1200.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the East Ridge zoning ordinance number 481, Article 5, Section 303, relative to height and area requirements in residential townhouse zones.
This will be second final reading. Mr. Howell?
Mayor and council, just to recap this, the requested changes for this would increase the lot sizes from 1,350 square feet to 1,500 square feet. Would also require an RT1 to abut a C1, a C2, R3, and an R3 district. And lastly, the lot sizes will be based on percentage of an acre for this.
Thank you, sir. All right, council members, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1200.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 1200.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I noticed here in the caption that we're supposed to discuss the height. So what's the height going to be? 35 feet like it reads in the commercial buildings?
So that 3 feet, that 3-story in height there, Mr. Cagle, yes, that would be allowed, but keep in mind that that is for, when you exceed that 35 feet, you have to adjust the setbacks for these areas. But in this case, if there's concerns with the 35-foot in height, if you did have, let's say, an RT1 being introduced to a commercial district, our infill development ordinance 1029, I do believe, would actually curb that height requirements. The same thing with the architectural design standards, and that would go in front of the design review committee. So if they came to me and said, hey, you know what, Mr. Howell, I want to build a 3-story structure here, I said, well, you can't do that. They'd have to file a variance with the development review committee, which would come before this body.
The infill ordinance was adopted years back when I was here the first time, predominantly so that we wouldn't get a house that, let's say, burned down and somebody wanted to come in and build a 2-bedroom, 1-bath with a carport, 1-story block stucco house in the middle of a neighborhood that has 2-story brick houses. We want to at least have some form of compliance with what the surrounding residential homes are. It's got to be somewhat close to that.
So what is the minimum width and length that a house is going to have to be built on these smaller lots?
So the lot size is going to stay 18 feet in width. That's the minimum lot size width, so whatever they can fit a house on there. So you'll see more than likely a 2-story structure on that.
Okay, the reason why I'm stuck on the height is the fact that they come in and put a two-car garage underneath 2 stories. Is that gonna be allowed?
As long as they stay under 35 feet. RT1 has a building not shall exceed 35 feet in height.
T1, okay. All right, that's all I need to know.
All right. If there's no other questions, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
No,
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1200, approved, second and final reading. We'll move to new business. Item A, public hearing for ordinance number 1201.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 12 Sheridan Road, tax map number 156E-A-005, from R1 Residential District to R3 Residential Apartment District.
Thank you, sir. I will open up this public hearing. Is the applicant here, or would you like to come and present the request? And then, if there's anyone in opposition or in favor of, they'll have an opportunity to come forward afterwards.
After the next. Okay. Well, good evening,
Thank-
council.
State your name and address,
Alan
please.
Jones with Stone Creek Consulting. Thank you for giving me the time to present this to you. So this property is located at 12 Sheridan Road. The property is currently zoned R1, and the request is to rezone this to R3. This existing building used to be a quadplex, but it lost its legal nonconforming status when it became vacant. The owner of the property would like to renovate this property and restore it back to its original quadplex that it used to be. The way the house is constructed, it's really not feasible to convert this to a single-family home for what this is currently zoned at. It would be about a 5,000 square foot house, and it would be completely out of context for this surrounding neighborhood. In addition, the property adjacent to this to the south is also a quadplex in an R1 zone, which is a non-conforming use. And this is a very similar situation of what I brought to this council a few months ago, last year at Greens Lake Road, where we had an existing quadplex in an R1 zone. And just the owner has the funding available, has the contractor ready, but the banks typically don't want to release funds until everything is full in compliance with the zoning. This property has been vacant for 16 years. It's been an eyesore. And so the property owner, Finley Wright, she's ready to make this property look good again and make it occupiable. Back in November, some neighborhood kids were even throwing rocks through the windows, making it, just continually to trash the property. As soon as she found out, she did go and get those windows replaced, just in good faith effort to bring this property into good working order. In this area, there are a lot of homes. I'll let Mr. Howell kind of speak to the history of some of the rezonings back to R1 and some of these uses, but there are a lot of non-conforming uses in this neighborhood. So, as people are looking to either sell or upgrade their properties, there's probably going to be some requests to bring some of these properties into compliance with the current zoning. I believe this came to council a few years ago. At the time, some of the changes that we've brought forward with this is providing enough parking for all of the units. So it will be 4 units, and we have 8 parking spaces available. And then at the Planning Commission, one of the conditions that we agreed to is that all landscape requirements will be met per the zoning ordinances. And this did come with a unanimous recommendation from Planning Commission.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Howell, do you have anything to add?
I can add just a small amount to that. Of course, as I've stated in front of the council many times, this was at one point in the past zoned urban residential. It was allowed use in that district. As Mr. Allen stated that, once it was illegal non-conforming, once it was vacant for over 180 days, it's no longer could be used as a quadplex. So with that in mind, there are, and I counted, I think, with 12 Sheridan, there are seven other units in this area that either multifamily or duplexes that are all legal non-conforming in this area right now. So keep that in mind, that there there might be other ones coming before this body that are seeking a rezoning to make their property legal at that point, so. And there was, Planning Commission did approve it with the stipulation of having some landscape requirements on it. I would recommend to council that in the packet you have what Alan Jones submitted for the site improvements, that to look at this and possibly approve it as it is in front of you. That way we know what we're going to get when the project's finished and over with, including like your paved drives and stuff like that, just to make sure it's, compatible with the community, with the neighborhood that it's going to be, located in.
Thanks, sir. All right, is there anyone that would like to come before the council and speak in the public hearing in favor of or in opposition? Now is your opportunity. I don't see anyone. I will close this public hearing and we'll actually then move into the ordinance number 1201.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 12 Sheridan Road, tax map number 156E-A-005 from R1 Residential District to R3 Residential Apartment District.
Thank you, sir. This would be the first reading for this ordinance. We've had the public hearing. We've had some dialogue on that, so I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1201.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1201 as presented by Mr. Jones.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Whitt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any questions? Yes, sir.
I see in the RPA where the planning commission turned us down back in 2016 and 2018. And then in the last year, I think it's been back in front of the planning commission. They couldn't render a decision. It was been passed once or twice or three times. So, and then this drawing I've got right here, are the two buildings on this piece of property?
There's actually the quadplex, and there's the garage up top off of
And the garage is on
Laurel Lane.
Laurel Lane, so there's a front entrance and a back entrance. Okay, so are they going to use both,
According to the site plan that Mr. Jones has provided to City Council, yes, they'll be using both Laurel and Sheridan as their ingress and egress.
this garage going to be tore down, or is it going to be used as part of their parking?
Yes, sir, Mr. Cagle. It'll be used as part of the parking requirements, to meet those requirements.
Any other questions? I will state that I believe this property has been presented in front of the Housing Commission for several times, but here most recently it has actually been cleaned up, well maintained, and I think the Housing Commission is waiting to see if this is approved, and then they're going to close the case at the Housing Commission.
That is correct, Mayor.
Yeah. So, all right, if no other questions, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1201, approved, first reading.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you, sir. We'll move to item C, ordinance number 1202.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to establish an updated occupational safety and health program plan, devise rules and regulations, and to provide for a safety director and the implementation of such program plan.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Deputy Chief Albright.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor and Council. Just to reiterate, it's an update to an existing plan that we have, just to become compliant with TOSHA's regulations within 7 years.
Thank you, sir. Council will entertain a motion for ordinance number 1202.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1202.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Yes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1202 approved.
Thank you,
First
Council.
reading. Thank you. We'll move to item D, ordinance number 1203.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend fiscal year 2024 operating budget, ordinance number 1186, by changing the revenues and expenditures of various funds.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Qualls?
This is the, if you remember, on the first one, general government, we're increasing it $112,363. That is because, the property insurance came in this year, it was higher than anticipated. They did the workers' comp audit, and it was higher than anticipated, so we have to go back and pay that. And then y'all voted to have the extra cyber insurance, so this will take care of all of those. Another one that is large is the police patrol. That one is due to maintaining patrols. We've got people in school, and I'm sure the chief could explain more, but our overtime is over. And when your overtime is over, then your retirement goes up, and your FICA taxes go up because they're making more money, we're having to pay more in. So that's for that one. But and the other ones are just for different things in the general fund. Some of them are for sports. One is closed for the year, for the moment, the football. And then just getting it back in line. The community center, the splash pad had a leak, and so it's been fixed, but the sewer and water were high during that time, even with the adjustment. And what I did is I lowered, it didn't change the bottom line in the general fund, because I took money out of transfer out, because we're not gonna transfer out as much as we had hoped to. And so that way you're not affecting the bottom line at all. I just shifted that. And then the revenues, of course, it was, Hamilton County has guaranteed us to pay $20,000 on the stove. And then we got that additional $30,000 from the SBA on the cell tower. In the solid waste fund, which we're gonna use fund balances, they have had a lot of repairs to the vehicles and to the equipment. And we're not the only city. I noticed where the city of Chattanooga was having a lot of problems in their solid waste and street departments and stuff, because it's really hard to get parts, and the parts are more expensive. And then in the ARPA, it was just where I had to move the money y'all have designated to the animal shelter, had to be moved. So that's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I will entertain a motion for ordinance number 1203.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1203.
Second.
We have a motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1203 passed. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3501.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council amending resolution number 3497 to reflect a corrected amount for the purchase of 2 train compressors for Camp Jordan Arena from Train through the Omnia Partners Purchasing Alliance contract listing 3341.
Yes, Ms. Collins?
Yes, Mayor and Council. The City Council approved resolution number 3497 on January 11th of this year for the purchase of the 2 compressors. The resolution incorrectly stated they were at $19,988. We had a price increase that went up that Monday before the council, and Janet did not get the memo in time, which was my fault. And there was a price difference of $966, which was the labor and material increase.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3501.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3501.
Second.
I have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Vice Mayor Haynes. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3501 approved. We'll move to item F, resolution number 3502.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council to waive the fee for the use of the community center by the Chattanooga Autism Center.
Ms. Collins?
Yes, Mayor and Council. The Chattanooga Autism Center, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, requested use of the community center. They have met all the regulations of our new policies for our buildings and us waiving our fees. I have provided Diane and Janet with all of their paperwork, all of their financial paperwork, all of their statuses, a little bit of everything. They have been using our community center since 2008. This event is free. It is open to the public, and they have been a good partner with us. So,
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3502.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3502 approved and passed. We'll move to item G, resolution number 3503.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city to enter into a partnership agreement with DBAT Chattanooga.
Ms. Collins?
yes, Mayor and Council. The Parks and Rec Department is seeking council's approval for the following agreement with DBAT of Chattanooga. 2024, we will go into a partnership with DBAT of Chattanooga and East Ridge Parks and Rec for our spring, summer, and fall seasons. Our summer seasons would be, or it should say spring, sorry. Our spring should be March 1st through May 26th, and then our summer would be May 31st through July 28th, and our fall season would be September 6th through the 17th. What DBAT does is they provide us with the following opportunities for our rec department, where they provide a free swing card, which is 10 credits daily, to current registered players. One card is issued to a player per day. Only registered players with us are able to use those credits. If a child drops out of the program, we email them, they take them off the list. We did raise our fees by $10, which covers this sponsorship, or this partnership, excuse me. They also offer a summer and fall clinic for us. They also come to our coaches' meetings and do Q&As for them, and they also come and do like those clinics with them. And then they offer us a 5% discount at their pro merchandise there at DBAT for our children. We actually ran this last year, and it upped our numbers for our baseball and softball. So this year we're bringing it back in front of council because it wasn't just for one season, it's for an entire year this year. So we're bringing this back in front of council to get your approval to continue this partnership.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3503.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3503.
Second.
A motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So each member is going to be paying $10 extra, whether they use the DBAT or not.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll be paying $10 per season. What's the average number of kids?
Last year for baseball, we had 276 players in baseball. Softball, we had 132 players last spring.
We're going to pay those dues there 3 times each year.
Yes, for each season, yes, sir.
We're going to pay it for spring, summer. That's a hunk of change. And then I notice here that we don't get our 5% discount till after March. So most of the kids are going to be having to buy their supplies before they,
DBAT doesn't have like all the bats and gloves. They offer like their merchandise and things like that. We do that agreement with Academy for
okay.
that before then.
And I also notice here that the month of June and the month of August, we're not allowed to use DBAT.
We're not in season then. So what they do is they try to do it when we're only in season, when the coaches are taking the teams up there and the players. So like, for instance, if you wanted to take your granddaughter up there, you could go up there all 7 days of the week during those seasons that your child is signed up for.
teams are not allowed to use it during June and August.
Correct.
$10
Correct. It's only for the season that we're actually in season.
seems like it'd be the time everybody want to have their teams up there.
Most of the time in June and August, that's our dead seasons where everybody's starting vacations, and we don't even have a lot of tournaments during that time.
And explain credits. What is 10 credits? I read
10 credits,
somewhere
that
where
means
it
they
said
get
10
10
swings.
tokens for the day, so they can go in there and do 10 free swings in their cages.
10 free swings, or is that 10 baseballs that you get to swing at?
It's, yes, 10 baseballs, 10 swings.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it's just not 10 swings?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
It'd be like you take your kids to Goonie Golf in their batting cages.
Okay. Yes,
No, you're good. And this is an indoor facility, and it came to us last year, and they've actually, when we launched it, all of a sudden Harrison jumped on it, Hickson jumped on it, Middle Valley jumped on it, all these other parks around us started.
clinics are three clinics out of the
Yes.
3 seasons for an hour and a half.
Avery's done a very, very good job at getting this set up for our rec.
That's it.
Oh, no, you're good.
Thanks, sir. Anyone else? See no one. Roll call, Ms. Middleton?
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes,
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3503 approved. We'll move to item H, resolution number 3504.
A resolution of the Eastridge City Council to waive the fees for use of athletic fields at Camp Jordan by Eastridge High School.
Fellas?
Yes, Mayor and Council. Eastridge High School has requested that the city waive the fees for use of one soccer field, baseball, or softball field for this fiscal year at Camp Jordan during the following timeframes. The high school season will run from February to May, and that'll be their soccer, baseball, or softball. And then when school starts back up, they'll do the same thing from August to October. Over the years, the city has allowed them to use the fields at no cost. Staff is recommending that we do allow Eastridge High School to use the fields if times and openings do allow, and we have explained that to them. Again, the school will supply secondary insurance, which Coach James has actually already sent over from Hamilton County. They have us as the additional insurer, and that has already been sent to Miss Diane also.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3504.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 3504.
Second.
A motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton?
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
yes,
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3504 approved. We'll move to item I, resolution number 3505.
A resolution of the Eastridge City Council to waive the fees for use of one softball field at Camp Jordan by Eastridge Middle School.
Ms. Collins?
Yes, Mayor and Council. Eastridge Middle School has requested the city to waive fees for use of one softball field at Camp Jordan during the following timeframes of March through May of 2024. Over the years, again, the city has allowed them use of the fields at no cost. Staff is recommending working with the middle school for them to be able to use our fields. Now, again, and I'll have to come back in front of council, the insurance, everything's already been put under, it'll go under the high school and the middle school. They did reach out Tuesday morning, and the middle school has now changed their soccer season. Usually soccer for boys and girls is in the fall. As soon as high school's done, they'll start at the end of October and go through November. Yeah, well, now they go spring. And he contacted us on Tuesday, so I was like, well, the memo right now is only for a softball field. You'll have to refill out the paperwork and send it back to me, so just so y'all know it's coming up.
Okay, so there'll be additional request coming.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3505.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3505.
Second.
Thank you.
Have a motion approved by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Vice Mayor Haynes. Do you have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
yes,
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt. Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution 3505 approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move to item J, resolution number 3506.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a license agreement with the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation for the city to install and operate fixed automated license plate recognition cameras on state right-of-way.
Thanks, sir. Chief Usleton.
Mayor and council, this is a license agreement with TDOT for us to run power and install the license plate readers that we got on the VCIF grant that we went in conjunction with the county.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3506.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3506.
Second.
We have a motion approved by Councilmember Whitt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
I just got one question. And I know it's not gonna cost us anything here for what we're okaying tonight, but I would like to know what it's gonna cost us to run electricity.
We've went out for bid. We are, basically the 2 or 3 bids we've got vary between 19,000 and 24,000. It's 9 separate locations, I believe.
Per location or?
No, that's total for all locations.
Thanks, sir. Any other questions? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3506 approved.
Thank you.
We'll move to item K, resolution number 3507.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the mayor to execute an extension of an employment agreement with J. Scott Miller with regard to the position of city manager.
Thanks, sir. Mr. J. Scott Miller.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Pursuant to my employment agreement, Section 6, which was approved on January 26, 2023 for 1 year, began then, and expiration is January 26, 2024. Just want to mention that I have thoroughly enjoyed my past year and a couple months back as city manager of East Ridge. Found the work challenging, rewarding, interesting, exhilarating at times. I kind of feel like I had a second chance of coming back and being a city manager again, and I didn't want to pass that up. So I'm really thoroughly enjoying myself, and I would like to continue as your city manager for the next year. I would like to possibly go longer. However, I'm not sure about my health. I got challenges that I've got to worry about there. But right now, I'm sitting in a good position, and I'd like to continue on for the next year.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3507.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3507.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right, any discussion? I think Mr. Miller wanted to point out that in the contract, there would be a 4% increase, which went along with the city employee increase last year. And I believe that is that the only change?
Yeah, there would be a slight change in insurance.
Right, accordingly.
Mr. Miller has his Medicare supplemental recovery. I think it was like 277 last year.
Yeah, I think it went up to 288 this year, yeah.
Yep.
The only other difference I seen in there was we're gonna start paying the coverage from where you came from, the $600 for.
No, that was in this.
Oh, was it?
Yes, sir. That's
Oh,
my.
it said an increase.
No, that stayed the same. It's $600, actually $599.79 per year. That's for my optical and dental
Yeah.
with the city of Leavenworth.
Any other questions? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Excuse me, yes. Resolution number 3507 approved.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Council. We look forward to continue working with you for the next year and the city staff.
Likewise, we appreciate you stepping in and at a short notice and then transitioning into permanent, and excited that you're enjoying what you're doing. We enjoy you being here. I hope that it's more than a year, but as you said, we'll evaluate this year by year. But thank you. That is all the items we have on the regular agenda, so we'll move to the discussion of the tentative agenda items for February 8th, 2024. Underneath old business, we'll have ordinance number 1201, an ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 12 Sheridan Road, tax map 156E-A-005 from R1 Residential District to R3 Residential Apartment District. This would be second and final reading, which was passed tonight. Is there any, the first reading was passed tonight. Is there any discussion, council? I see none. Also, under old business is ordinance number 1202, an ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to establish and update occupational safety and health program plan, devise rules and regulations, and to provide a safety director and name the implementation of such program plan. This would be the second and final reading as well. Is there any discussion, council? I see none. The next one would be ordinance number 1203. This is the ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the fiscal year 2024 operation budget, ordinance number 1186, by changing the revenues and expenditures of various funds. This would be the second and final reading. Ms. Qualls described those. Is there any additional questions? I see none. Under new business, we have an unnumbered resolution, approval of the interlocal agreement for city participation in small city coalition. Mr. Miller?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The Small Cities Coalition consists of the cities of Collegedale, East Ridge, Lakeside, Red Bank, Soddy Daisy, and the town of Lookout Mountain. They actually formed back in 2015 as a coalition for the purpose of working together on legislative and other issues and matters which were germane and important to us as small cities versus Hamilton County versus the city of Chattanooga. I think at that time it was a sales tax issue in regard to the 2.25% split between the city and the county. Since that time, we have gotten a lot more involved in legislative issues in regard to city activities, city functions, and city's authorities. It was a decision of the Small Cities Coalition, since we haven't done anything with this contract since 2015, since its inception, to possibly update it. That's what we have done. We were hoping to add the city of Signal Mountain in on this, which would have lowered our annual participated fees. However, Signal Mountain is without a city manager at the same time, and we have been trying. I know the years that I was away, but back when I was here before, from 16 to 18, we were trying to get Signal Mountain on. They just don't see the significance for it at this time, and of course, it's not really a priority item at this point, since they're out there looking for a new city manager. So I'll be bringing this back to you on February 8th for your consideration for approval. I think the total amount that we pay is about, costing the city about $140,000, give or take. I'll have the specific dollars there. Ours would be 20%, so we're looking at a little less than $30,000 a year for the services of a communications strategist or specialist. We all know her, Bridget Raper. We've all had, she's been before us at numerous times, and she's been very hard at work in regard to press releases, in regard to assisting us with legislative issues, getting us all together on the same page. Over the past year, she has helped us in regard to meeting with the county, meeting with, we've got a meeting coming up in February with Dr. Robertson from the school district, trying to let the forces in Hamilton County as well as City of Chattanooga know that us 6 cities 6 of us cities out there, the small cities, that we band together on these issues, and we want to be heard. So that's what this is all about.
Thank you, sir. Council, do you have any questions,
How
discussion?
is the percentage figured?
Percentage was figured way back before I started. We were looking at, I'm sorry, you don't have the, okay, the 4 large cities, Collegedale, Eastridge, Red Bank, and Saudi Daisy, our fee is 20%. The cities of Lakeside and Lookout Mountain, since they're smaller, they're 10%. That comes up to 100%. And if we brought on Lookout, if we brought on Signal Mountain, they would probably be at the 20%. So that would reduce everybody else's percentage. There was some talk about Walden. There was some talk about Ridgeside. They would probably be looking at a 5% if they were to come on board. Right now, there's still the 6 of us.
Then whatever we accomplish, they gain the benefits too.
Yes, however, you're right on that. What we accomplish for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, but we are, of all the, other than Signal Mountain, you're correct, us 6 cities, we are the small cities in Hamilton County, and we've got to stick together and make sure that we get what we deserve, that the county and the city of Chattanooga don't run over us on these issues, especially when it comes down to revenue streams like the countywide sales tax.
Provides us a larger voice.
I'm sorry?
Provides us a larger voice, banding
It
together.
does. Being together, it does.
Good questions. Anyone else? All right. The next item is an unnumbered resolution approval of professional service agreement between the city and TWM Inc. for traffic engineering services.
Okay, TWM is actually Steve Meyer. He's been our traffic engineer on numerous projects over the past years. If you can recall, he was very instrumental in the installation of the traffic signal system when we did the I-75 Ringgold Road reconfiguration. He was also involved with the signalization process of all the signals from I-75 west to the Bachman tunnels. He's also worked on the signalization, the new signalization which we were going to have when we do the North Mac Smith Road off of widening project off of Ringgold Road, which is set to start around March 1st. We're going to have 5 lanes coming out of there, so we had new signalization that we had to draft up and so forth. So what we're doing is proposing to put him on a professional traffic engineering agreement between the city and him. His engineering services would be on a negotiated task order between myself and him. And anything over $10,000 would have to come before the city council for approval.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions?
Would this signalization interfere with Chattanooga when they direct the traffic off the freeway, controlling our red lights?
Actually, we work in conjunction with Chattanooga in regard to their signalization process. However, whenever there's an accident or so forth, no, we don't change their signalization change.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? See none. Is there any other business for the tentative agenda for February 8th? See none. Thanks, everyone, for attending. Everyone have a good evening. This meeting is adjourned.